All right. What is going on, everybody? Of course, this is coming out of nowhere. I have not told anyone that we were going to do this. This is just a little more impromptu. We knew that we were going to jump on and do this, but, everyone's got lives and stuff, so we hadn't exactly chosen the time. But tonight, we are going to talk about an amazing project, something that I'm super proud to be a part of, and of course, something that I'm loving and want to talk about it as much as possible. Braden, we are talking about your book, Sever.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you now it's still really early on, so we're definitely gonna have to tell people about it more and more. And actually right now, real quick, before I even get to things so that I can get stuff going on. Guys, if you're out there, please like and share and show this off. We would love to get this out to as many people as possible. I am going to edit the audience so that we can. Okay, so we should start getting comments real soon. So, guys, if you want, yeah, there we go. Is this show ever not on? Nope.
I'm gonna post the Kickstarter link in the comments too, in case people
Please
want to
do.
check it out. And
Mike James Bankston is in the house. All right, great. So, can you guys please both introduce yourself? Braden first, and then Tim. Go ahead.
all right, hey, I'm Braden Cox. I'm mainly known for Reclaiming Godhood. That's my first series, but I'm here to talk about my new book, Sever, which is a LGBTQ horror-inspired romance with heavy metal influences. I grabbed the wrong cover.
I love
Heavy
this.
metal influences.
There you go. Here, let's show that off. Like, there you go. You get
Oh,
the
yeah,
full
see?
screen,
Boom.
dude.
And these books are actually 100% done. All done. They just need to be printed. Oh, and wait, hold on. There's also some cool ads in here for other books.
Yeah, there is. All right,
But yeah.
cool. What we got? Trish Bankston. Hi, what are we buying tonight? It's Sever, girl. Mike, like and shared. Thank you. Yes, this is Hill Country Cable Access. Pretty much, my friend. Don't worry. We're gonna have some. Actually, we have a Wendy and I are talking about another show that we're gonna be doing real soon. We'll be maybe even discussing that a little bit tonight. We'll see. But Steph, you and I might have to have a conversation about that. So, Tim, why don't you tell us all about you?
I'm Tim Sparvero. I am a professional comic book artist. I live in the disaster state of New Jersey, across the Hudson River from New York City. I drive a Lincoln Town Car. It's a very large vehicle, and it's necessary here because this state is like Mad Max. I draw for a living, and I drew Braden's comic book. Very proud to do that. I love pinups, I love horror, and I love heavy metal music, and I love anime, especially from the 1980s. I like to build model aircraft, especially World War I and World War II. I eat a lot of pizza. That's
all right. That's pretty great, man. See, Steph likes Jersey.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say that.
It's not saying, but that is not saying a lot. Like for Steph
No,
to be
it's
like,
not.
"Oh, I love Jersey." No, it's not. That's not a great bar
No.
to be. Yeah.
Jersey is acceptable.
How you doing, buddy? What's going on, James? Thomas wants to know about my van. It's still not running.
Oh no.
It is what it is. We still have a vehicle though, so that's the important part. And if you don't know me, I am Chuck Pino, a writer editor out of Texas, originally from Canada. I drive right now in my wife's Honda CRV, and I do this professionally. And yeah, man, that's pretty much. And I was lucky enough to proofread this amazing book. So yeah. Why don't we? So now that we actually have some people here, alleged editor. Yeah, that's right, Steph. Alleged editor. I do.
Some
He
people
did a
hire
pretty
Chuck,
good job,
other
in my
people just
opinion.
use Grammarly.
But yeah. Some people just use Grammarly, and good for them. At
That must
least
be one of those people.
if you use the Grammarly Professional, like the premium edition, I'll give you respect. Yes, we do all of it. Yes, that's true. This is my Walmart shirt. I specifically went out and grabbed it. He's still laughing.
I actually had this made specially for just conning.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you know what? That's a funny thing, because I'm of two minds where that's concerned. I've heard a lot of, there's a lot of people who say, "Hey, wear a shirt that is specifically of your brand." But then I've kind of looked at it and I've been like, but I've got my books all over the fucking place. I've got my banner behind me. Like, why would I then have to wear my stuff too? I kind of feel like if I wear something else that at least connects to my brand in an off way, like if I were to wear this and people are like, "Oh, cool, you like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you like this, you might like that book." Or I actually have I have one that says, "Please buy my comics because no one subscribes to my OnlyFans." And it's like, if you find that funny, then you're gonna want to pick up Belial. Like that is your shit, So it's one of those things where I kind of feel like I get when people go completely all branded up, but I kind of go to the other way and go, hey, if I check out other stuff that I think people will just enjoy on another level, that I can then lead them into my stuff, that's something too,
Oh no, definitely. Like I do a mix of both. Like it's just something that like my uncle has talked to me about, because he runs like a crazy successful computer programming business, and it's like, if you want to be successful, you should always like have a shirt to wear the brand. Like I don't know how true that is, but it's just, I always just kind of like,
maybe a comic
will
one.
wear one. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll wear that. Like my first con I did was Salem, and I had Reclaiming Godhood t-shirts made, and I wore that one day, and then I just wore a Deadpool shirt the next day. So
yeah, it's funny. Somebody drew me recently, put me in their comic or whatever, and I had a hat that said, because Tim, you may not know this, but I have my little goodbye message is always, "My name is Chuck and I give a fuck." And so they had, because everybody knows my brand is, I'm a nice dude, but I swear an awful lot. And so yeah, right. So they had me in a hat that said, "Give a fuck, Chuck." And I was like, I kind of want to have that made now. Like I would totally walk around and wear that. So possibilities, I would totally do that.
Go for it, man.
Right. I just don't know a lot of places that actually brand this area here, because I wear all my hats backwards. I have for 25, 30 years, something like that.
I got you.
But let's go back to this, to actually talking about the book. If you guys have any questions or comments about Sever, please feel free. You know what? We're gonna talk again. Just don't get a hat that says editor. No, I have underwear that says editor. That way, when they go down, they know I'm gonna tell them how to do it right.
At that point, it doesn't matter if it's gone that far, it's too late.
Right? They get down there, they're like, "It says comic creator. I'm out.
Well.
Sorry."
Can't tap out now.
You told me you were loaded.
Yeah, right. Or how about just pants that like underwear that says all woman, and just to really fuck them up and throw them off. Yeah, Brayden is everywhere. That's true.
Sometimes. Hey, John. Good seeing you again.
Right. So why don't we get into this? So Brayden, what was it about Tim's work that made you go, he's perfect for this particular story?
So I was originally looking for that kind of art style. Originally, Camry Lapka did some of the concept art, and I was like, oh, and she wasn't able to continue because she was working on Black Market Heroin and another book of mine. So I was like, oh, I need to find another artist, and I'm part of. I actually found a lot of works, Tim, in the After Dark comic art group.
That's me. Yes.
And I was like,
You've got me at the name.
Like I love his work. Yeah, like, I loved his work then, and I was like, I wonder if he does non-lewd stuff. And so like, I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, are you looking for work? I need a comic artist, and I really like your art style, and it would be perfect for a book I'm working on. He's like, I'm always looking for work. I was like, let's do it.
Yep. Absolutely. That's basically how it happened. And I am always looking for work. And I do draw non-lewd stuff too, but you know.
Well, I mean, I cannot swear. That's certainly an option.
Right.
But given the choice, I'm going to say fuck, and you're going to draw titties, and that's okay.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Was there anything specific about this script, Tim, that kind of got you excited, that drew you into what was going on here? Well,
first of all, aside from the script, it was a black and white book, which I love black and white comic books. So that alone was like, oh, wonderful, you know. And stories, necromancers, heavy metal music, girls in high school, you know, it's all just like my favorite things in the world. So, you know, it's just subject matter that I really enjoy drawing. Like you get a lot of jobs, and sometimes I'll be working on 4 or 5 books at once, but it's very rare that I'll have a book that I actually say, I'm very proud of this, and show it off to people. This is one of those books. This is one of those books that I really care about deeply. I really like it a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And he put a lot of, just so you guys know, he put a lot of blood and sweat into this book. He did the lettering, he did the pencils, the inks, and then he even went and fixed all the pages after Truck tore them apart. There's like 20 pages.
It took about, you know, like
ripped
an hour. It's not a big deal. Like I said, you know, much worse experience in newspaper editing. So this
Right.
was no big deal. You know, it's important that the book comes out nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what, though? That brings up an interesting question. James says, well, there's definitely more money in lewd art. And I can totally agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, Steph is feeling attacked over there. But you know, something I respect about Steph is Steph goes, look, I know that there's more money in it, but it's not just that. That's what I enjoy doing. I like doing that. So for you, Tim, is that the same thing? Or is it like, yeah?
I draw what I like. I don't draw things I don't enjoy. Absolutely, 100%. I'm very proud of that too. You know, joking aside, I really do care about that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, Tim has a lot of really cool books too. Like I checked out his store. Like, yeah. Money sign.
That's good. That's really good.
And the art is still really well done. Like his Miranda character is really popular in a lot of the groups, and
yeah, people love her. Yeah, my girl. Yeah, everybody loves Miranda.
I need to check her out because I don't know of her. I don't think.
Be my guest. She's all over the place. Everyone checks her out.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Circles are so important. Well, I mean, I certainly have things that I prefer to do, but as an editor, you just kind of, you take on whatever, you know what I mean? Like I've done it all, and I'm still able to kind of look at it and go, okay, look, this isn't necessarily what I want to be doing, but I can tell you how, you know, hopefully tell you how to make it better. So yeah. And I get that I'm sure that there's things you have to draw where you're like, I really would rather not be working on this, but I did want to eat this. I wanted to eat today.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of, you know, I as an example, I did, before I was working as a self-employed freelancer, whatever you want to call it, I worked as a graphic artist at a tablecloth production factory. And let me tell you, talk about doing work you do not care about. Like that, just like every single job every day you did not care about.
Right.
I had a friend back at the newspaper I used to work with. His name was Mark, and I would always pass him. He would edit pages, and I'd be like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And he would just be like, "Shoveling shit, man," you know. And that's what it was. It was shoveling shit. It's all it was. Just in and out, bring the garbage out, put new stuff in, you know.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. So we're talking about the sexy stuff right now. Why don't we roll with that for just another quick second? If we're talking about some of your favorite pinups, who are we talking about? I mean, and obviously it can be comic art, or you could be talking about actual people. Who are a couple of your favorite for both of you?
Braden, you want to start me off here?
No, I'll let you go because I don't have.
Okay, that's fine. Are we talking character? Are we talking artists or characters?
I mean, either or. Have fun. I mean, and you
Gotcha.
can even talk about, like, you could be like fucking Betty Page because obviously she is the shit. Mm-hmm. Elvira, you know, whatever. Is that a stumper?
No, there's too many. That's the problem.
Well, I've been told that I know all about shoveling shit, and I certainly do.
We've all done it at one point.
Well,
anybody? Go ahead, Braden.
So one of my favorite actresses is definitely Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld series.
Oh,
I freaking love her.
I'm more of a comic book pinup guy, so I would have to say that the card game and the action figure series Queen's Blade is a huge influence on my work. So that's basically all pinups. That's all it is. And I have the cards. I have some of the expensive figurines. I have not bought the DVDs. The show is not very good, but the girls are cute in it. So eventually I'll get that too. But that's a huge influence on my work.
I would have to say for me, it's not even just a character. It's a very short, specific moment of this character's existence. And that is Jungle Rogue. Holy shit.
Oh, yes.
Love me some Jungle Rogue. Hey, Braden, Mike Bankston here, Queensway. Oh, see? All right, Steph Wilson. You're getting love from the guy who, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So Mike Bankston would love to see some of the art from Sever.
Oh, so lucky for you.
Nice.
I have the full books.
All right.
So, and if you want, the Kickstarter link is in the comments, and you can read the first 7 pages for free on the Kickstarter. But if you want to check out some of the art, it has like a very cool, I feel like it has like a Scott Pilgrim-y kind of style. Very
how would you describe that style, Tim?
I would describe it as it's a strange sort of like mix of anime and US comics, I guess. Some people call it cartoony. I like to pride myself and say that it's heavily influenced by anime, though.
Yeah,
I've never really had a name for it. I just call it my style.
So if you guys want to see the covers?
Yeah.
This is the base cover, Kickstarter cover number 1, Kickstarter cover number 2.
I love that Holy Divers cover. That's awesome.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Kickstarter number 3.
So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Steph Wilson says Savage Lane Rogue, number 1 commission request. I have no doubt. James Sims says Americanized manga. Yeah, certainly. Though
Something
even
like
that looks differently. Like, I mean, what he has there is different from, say, like a Jeff Matsuda or a Joe Madureira or something like that, which are also considered American mangas. So, yeah.
Or like Ben Dunn, or like what's his face? The guy who draws Empowered. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Sorry.
So Trish asks, why did you decide to go black and white?
You want the real reason, or
how about using the reason that isn't, it's so much cheaper than paying for a colorist?
Well, so in all honesty, I do prefer black and white books, especially within a horror element. I feel that black and white captures the horror feel a bit more than color does. And it's just, black and white is just so nice. Like, I believe it's so underrated. I understand that people love color, but like, you can get a lot of really good detail in black and white, and books still look crisp and clean, and a colorist is expensive as hell.
It's a fact. I mean,
Like,
that was a big reason why we did that with Belial. So
yeah, like, and it's like you have to budget for everything, and it's like, so like, if you're gonna give up something, like, from experience, don't give up an editor. Don't give up the pencilist or the inker. It's like the colorist is probably the most legitimate one to cut.
Yeah. Well, and technically, you did kind of give up an inker, right? Because you found someone who could pencil and ink.
Yep.
So I mean, that worked too. So, and it's nice to be
someone to combo everything. It's fucking great. Like, I could probably do color. Like, that's going to be one of the stretch goals once we get down there, is I do want to offer it in color.
Cool.
But it's only going to be a stretch goal for that reason,
Yeah. How high would you have to get in order to offer it in color?
Let's see if we can get to. We can get to at least. Sorry, I got to do the maths.
No, that's okay.
So if we could, we have our first stretch goal for 22 right now, and that's the free print for everyone. They get an additional print. So if we can get to 3,000, I could bring it into color.
Okay.
Not
That's funny
unreasonable.
because my headspace was 3,500, so great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alan Sands loves the covers. Thank you, Alan, so much.
And make sure, like, we're doing pretty good. We're also only 12 backers away from unlocking the next digital comic book bundle, which comes with Chuck's and Sean's Belial #1, Frank Martin's Modern Testament #1, and then it comes with my Unholy Confessions of a Hungry Nun mini comic, and that one's really cool. The art is done by Crypt TV's Emmanuel Sotomayor. So it's really well done, and I've shown Chuck some of the art, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And if you love Crypt TV, you'll love this.
James Sims loves black and white if it's done right, and that's the point. You have to know going into it, this is going to be a black and white book. You can't. The worst is to make a black and white to make a book and then go, yeah. So it turns out we can't afford the colors, because that would, if you knew that there was a colorist, that would kind of change how you did things, right, Tim?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for creators out there, you need to know, are we going color, yes or no? Now, certainly you can add color after the fact, and that's fine. But there's a lot of work.
There's like a lot of heavy inkers. You usually have to be pretty specific. Like when I talked to my guy that did Reclaiming Godhood, he was like, "Hey, I was gonna do some pretty good inking." I was like, then he was like, "But are you gonna want this in color in the future?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, probably." And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna take it a little bit lighter because I don't want it to be like, I don't want to do so much inking that it's gonna be incolorable, you know."
Sorry, things just went really wonky on my end. So
we know.
He's just looking at us like, this guy's an idiot.
Something weird happened.
This is Chuck, and he gave a fuck.
It's starting to come back. Everything went super wonky for a bit there on my end. You guys were like completely like tuning out and shit, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay quiet. Hope they talk.
Hi. We're here.
So if that happens again, sorry. Yeah, James Sims loves black and white. He feels attacked as a colorist. Certainly don't.
Don't.
You guys
don't.
have
I know
your
that
place.
Colorists are very important, but for me, you guys are the first ones to get the axe.
Yeah, Trisha, right? Trish says, well, and usually it's editors, let's be honest. Trish says, but blood looks better in color than grade is better in my opinion. And I get that. I feel you there.
Yeah, but like that's why this is only this doesn't have a lot of gray tones, so for that being that way, when we get colors,
It'll be fine.
Be able to color we'll still be able to color everything perfectly.
Absolutely, yeah. No problem. Yeah. You should have no issues with that at all, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alan says it works really good because it looks more like a manga because of that.
Yeah,
and I agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
It does have that.
That is a compliment if I ever heard one. Thank you.
Yeah. And you're right. Canadian bacon is better than good. It's great.
Yeah.
The actual Canadian bacon, not that ham shit you guys put on your pizzas.
Yeah. That's okay.
Or our breakfast sandwiches.
It's okay, but yeah.
Decent.
Yeah, or your breakfast sandwiches, certainly. It's just ham, people. But yeah, so why don't you, I know that you did it earlier, but we have more people in. Why don't you give us the pitch again for Sever?
All right, so Sever, I love this book. It follows the story of Chloe Williams, who goes by her stage name when she's going to become a huge heavy metal guitar player, and she goes by Ellipsis, and she's working on her last year of high school to graduate, and everything goes crazy in a wire when her girlfriend Marilyn Penhurst shows up, which wouldn't be a problem. However, Marilyn was declared dead 3 years prior and seems to have her own hidden agenda. So
cool.
Yeah.
Creepy.
What is it? Mike says we will look at the Kickstarter when on the computer tomorrow. Excellent.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So who else did we have working on this?
So
you had Katrina as your main editor.
Yeah, Katrina edited the first script. I wrote it. Tim did pencils, inks, and letters. And you proofread it. And then the cover artist kind of switch. So the base cover is done by someone named Alia Alter. And the colors are actually done by DC Alonso, which is a pretty big name now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's working for DC and Dark Horse now.
Yeah, he's been doing some good shit. Yeah,
he's been doing. And this is done by Damien Aviles. Damien is really cool. He does a lot of good work. He's doing my dark fantasy graphic novel, and he did the cover for this too.
Nice.
And he did all that in like colored pencil and everything too. Like he's really talented. And this is Bethany Carolyn Careless. It's hard, but she goes by Beef Beth Art, and she did this piece, and it's freaking amazing. You can see the heavy metal influences.
Yeah. Holy cow.
And then this is done by. Sorry, I forgot to. He has a crazy long name. Kevin De Castro. But his art name is Taven, and he did kind of like an Evil Dead homage cover.
Badass.
Yeah, and
hello, my dear. We're talking about Sever, which is on Kickstarter right now. This amazing book I wanted to show off to everybody. So this is a metal-inspired comic. What are your top 3 metal bands?
Ooh. So, like I said earlier, well, Chuck and I talked about this earlier, but I really like a lot of the new metal. So, like, my favorite band is Disturbed, but I also really like Veil of Maya and Iced Earth.
Okay.
And Dio. Oh man, that's hard. Dio's actually gonna be there before Iced Earth, but like
anytime anybody asks me this question, I always preface it by saying this list will change within the hour. Like
yep,
it is
it's hard. Like when people ask, what's your favorite thing? And it's like, are we at the age where we're allowed to have favorite things? Like
Well, it's not like
people
kids
yeah.
where you can't have a favorite kid.
Can you?
Favorite metal band?
You can.
For me, I like a lot of older metal, but probably if I had to listen to 3 metal bands, stuck on an island, I wasn't allowed to listen to anything else. It would probably be Rhapsody, which is now called Rhapsody of Fire, but it's still Rhapsody to me because when I was 20, it was called Rhapsody. Nightwish, and then third place is going to be a hard choice between either Inciferum, which means sword bearer, or Emperor, but I'm not sure because I like both of those a lot. So
Okay, those are some deep cuts. Nice. And I have heard of Rhapsody. Funny enough, I had a friend who would show that off. They're almost like medieval metal, aren't they? They're almost like role players. It's pretty
It's
great.
like Lord of the Rings music. It's great.
Totally is.
That sounds super dope.
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
the band Ian McKellen was in, or?
No, you're thinking of
No, that wasn't it. No, that's Christopher Lee was in that band.
Christopher
Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In Symphony of Enchanted Lands 2, which is a really good album if you ever want to pick it up. It's excellent.
I think I might.
Relax, this isn't a Lethal Weapon movie. Thank you. James's is Hammerfall. Nice.
Oh, I love
Hammerfall's
Hammerfall.
really good. I
Yes.
listen to a lot of Windrose too, so.
Yeah. See, like the list will change all the time.
Right.
So for me, at this moment, I'd be picking 3 out of the Aether, and it would. I'm loving right now. You know what? Slipknot, Lamb of God, and last night I was at the store, and you're driving, you go to the store, and you just listen to music. You're like, whatever, and then a song hits, and you're like, fuck. I'm not getting out of the car till this one's done. And that was Static X. I fucking love Static X.
Those are all solid choices.
Actually.
You don't know Static X?
No, I'm gonna have to look it up now. Yeah.
It's dude. They're more like techno metal. They actually call themselves Evil Disco.
Oh, cool.
That's their style is Evil Disco. Yeah, and they're a lot of fun. Really heavy, just great shit. So yeah, that would be one. To certainly check out. But yeah, those would be mine right now. Oh, thank you. Trish showed it off. Trish, you're a keeper. We love you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. What other things have you worked on, Tim, that we might know about, or things that you're especially proud of?
I worked as I worked as an artist illustrator for the New York Times for a while. I worked as an illustrator for the Star Ledger in Newark for 5 years, a staff illustrator there. I did a graphic novel recently for an author, Julie Gilbert. It was called Princess Malia's Plight, and that was a fantasy young adult book. Like I said, I did the tablecloth slog for 7 years, but that was just a paycheck. I've done a lot of freelance work since 2018, and I love doing indie books, but right now, Sever, that's one that just finished up, and I just started a new one with that same author, Julie Gilbert, called Golden City Captives, but that's just literally just started drawing the sketches for it like an hour ago, so you're not going to know about that one yet. But, yeah, man.
We're getting some love from Brazil. Thank you so much.
Cool.
That's pretty great. So, to get away from, because we are talking about Sever, but let's indie books rock. I fully agree with you, my dear. Fully.
Always support indie.
Do you have projects that you're working on right now that you're exceptionally excited about? Maybe something out there that people should keep their eyes out coming forward after this?
Me or Braden?
For the panel, for all of us.
Oh, for all of them. Braden, would you care to let us know first?
Okay, so I do have a lot of books. This is a production year for me. I have Blade of the so 2 of them actually have ads in here. I have my dark fantasy graphic novel, which will be about 50 pages, coming out in the works. It's about halfway done. And then I have My Grandmother is a Demon Slayer by Camry Lapka. And then I have a bunch of one-shots I'm working on. I have It Was Nobody, which is a story that touches on a kid who's trying to seek help and he's being abused by his drug-addicted parents, and then he befriends a monster that ends up looking out for him. And then I have another one-shot called Outwash Onslaught, which Chuck edited for this one, and Chris Madd did the cover for it. And
I fucking love that book.
it's a slasher from the monster's perspective, and it's really fun and it's really cool.
Cool.
The way I would describe it is, it's Jaws meets Jaws meets Friday the 13th from the perspective of Jaws. That's how I would explain it. Does that
Cool.
sound like a pretty good explanation?
That's pretty good.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not a huge horror guy, but some of those kills are so fucking good.
I played a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there was some really good kills in there, and I believe that, you know what, we worked really hard on the outline of that book to really tune it down. Like before you even start, like we went over, oh, this doesn't work, I don't like, and we really tooled it so that when it got down to making the actual script for that one, it came together. It took a while, but we didn't have to rip it apart and start over or do anything like that. It was just like, once the script was done, it was just a lot of little tweaks. Would you agree with that, Braden?
Yeah, no, definitely.
By
the time we got to through with the outline, I even asked you after you edited it, and I was like, you sure there's nothing else? I was like, that was pretty quick editing. He was like, listen, we pretty much tackled it in outline, so
that's how I prefer to do it. Yeah. Because you know what, being able, it's so much easier to rip apart and start over or do all the heavy work in an outline, because it's it's like what, 2-3 pages, so you can go over that a million times. But getting a script and going, this is fucking junk and this is why, that's disheartening. It's so much work down the drain, and then for someone to go, well, this scene doesn't work at all. Well, I could have told you that in the fucking outline. That's why outlines to me are so important.
Agreed.
So yeah, man.
So important. Like I did my first 3 books, my first 2 books of Reclaiming Godhood without an editor because I was young and dumb. Don't make my mistake. But always hire an editor. Like I see people that are like, the editor's the first thing we cut because I can't afford it, and it's like, well, maybe you should try to find a penciler or a colorist that's a little bit cheaper.
But I mean, editors are not that expensive either.
I know.
I often tell people, a lot of times editors are cheaper than your cover.
Oh yeah.
So, come on. Like, think about maybe have one less cover, or go cheap on one cover, or something.
It's just like, I see this. I saw one guy. He's like, I pay $180 to $260 a page, and I was like, what the? Like, that is just. And he's like, and I can't. Yeah, I was like, right. And he was like, I don't have enough to afford an editor, and I was like, and this is really good advice that I got from Russell Noelty. He said, if you're paying more than $100 per page for everything, you're paying too much until you become bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like, if everything is more than $100 a page, you're paying too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually agree. Yeah. Starting out, I totally agree with that. Wendy came in. Well, so what do we have going on here? Terry said, so we really learned something in school, an outline. I used to edit theses. It's a tough job. Yeah. Outlines are so important. Thank you, because Steph makes fun of me for my bitching about outlines. So it's nice to have a beautiful lady in my corner. Thank you. And then Wendy says, did I hear people talking about their favorite metal bands? Not really into thrash. That's okay. It's not the only kind of metal. We know that. But would have to say my favorite is Disturbed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what Braden said. So it's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Wendy wasn't listening; she could just hear my end of it. But yes, that was one of his picks too. And actually, Wendy, everyone got 3 picks, so you could pick 2. Like picking 1 was easy. Picking 3, fuck. You don't have to. That was just what we were doing. So Tim, what about you?
Okay, projects. Outside of customer projects, I have a personal project, and the character Braden mentioned before, Miranda, I have a graphic novel that I've been working on for her since sometime in the middle of 2020 when I was stuck in the house all the time, not doing anything. So I've been working on that for about 1.5 years now, and I post updates on it I have a private Facebook account where, the Zuckerberg bots can't find me as easily. And I put updates on there a lot. But it's a color book. It's probably going to be a little over 100 pages. Was titled right now Miranda and the Eternal Quest. But I don't know when a release date is yet, but right now I've got about 60 pages mostly done. So,
Nice.
It's all depending on how work permitting, basically. If I get a free night, I work on it, because I have to do customer work first, obviously. So
I totally feel you there. My own personal projects are the same way. They always get basically I have clients, and then the projects that I'm working on as a writer, and then my own projects, and they're way down at the bottom.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Some of
Trish,
there is fun and food and stuff too. So
right. Trish says her favorite band is Five Finger Death Punch. Saw them live. Yep, I totally feel you there. That's a good one.
I mean, that's great, except for the singer trying to kill his wife.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I get it. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Wendy. Happy birthday.
Apparently, they were trying to switch to death metal.
Yo, there you go.
Like an emperor, one of the band members died, and they ate part of him. If everybody remembers that story.
Oh, I didn't. That's fucked up.
That is a true story. Yep, that was a crazy group of people.
Wow.
Was it Cannibal Corpse?
Yeah.
So for me, I would say the things that I'm most excited about, obviously, the audio drama that we're doing, Chronicles of the Essence Guard. We're just finishing up season 3 and about to move on. Yeah, thank you. And we're about to move on to, yes, he is serious. That did happen. We're about to move on to season 4. So that's really exciting because that means that we're halfway through what will become our second novel in that season. So
awesome.
Congrats.
That's really neat. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's really exciting. Cool. Of course, working on the 3rd issue of Belial, which means that we're more than halfway through that series. And then as an editor, you know what? One of the favorite projects that I'm working on, I mentioned Outwash, which is definitely up there. Yes, Welcome to the Void 2 is on its way. Remember when we were talking about clients and then things I'm writing and then my project? That's my project. It's way down at the bottom. But I'm working on an editing job with Henri Compan for a book. Holy shit, how did I forget? Oh, yeah, it's called War Lion. And that is a messed up, like, kung fu superhero Last Ronin kind of book. Like, just really fucking neat, super dark. Very excited about that book and what that's going to look like. We're almost done editing that first that first issue out of 3, and he's currently working with with an artist to find just the exact artist. So I'm really excited about that. She said the pre-art looks great. Thank you, hon. Yeah, we're very excited. I think that book's going to be killer. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, now we're going to move back to Sever again and talk a bit more about that. What was your inspiration, Braden, behind Like, why was it so important for you to do this story?
You know, like I've been doing Reclaiming Godhood, and I took a long break from comics. I took like a 5-year break. I started in 2015. About 2017, 2016 is when I stopped because I took a break because I went through a lot of personal things. I was going through my divorce, and
Have a good one, James. Thanks, buddy.
yeah, James. Hope to talk to you soon. We'll have to play some Fortnite.
Hell yeah.
So, anyways, like and then when I wanted to get back into I just had to find myself, like I got to the point where I was like, I don't know if comics is something I want to do. And then I finally, after a couple of years, I was like, you know what? I gave up one of my greatest passions because I thought it was the reason, my marriage failed. And I was like, it wasn't because of that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try again. And I was like, but I want to do something that's more personal to me. I want to do something that's going to be a bit more heartfelt and a bit more, And the original idea of Sever, I actually wrote like a one-shot horror story with the same characters, and I was like, oh, this is okay, but I ended up tweaking it a bit, and I put a romantic relationship between the killer and the main character, and I was like, you know what, I could actually tweak it a bit more, and so I kind of kept going, and then like I put a lot of my personal experiences from like being bisexual in school and everything, and like dealing with like coming to terms that I also, including liking girls, I like boys, and
By the way,
this, yes.
Happy Bisexual Visibility Day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And a lot of it is just, that's what a lot of this is it's a love letter to like just a lot of, just me.
Yeah.
Like, not to sound like narcissistic or
no. I think it's important in our art that we put some of ourselves in it, and especially when you were coming out of this really tough period of time, being able to put your heart and soul back into your passion and what you love. I think that's huge and really important. Look at that. You're getting the love from Terry, man. I mean, yeah. So yeah, but, that's fantastic.
Like, if you guys don't mind, there's actually conversations that I've had with friends. Like this book, it talks about the social statuses of the group that they play metal together. And I had a friend like that who was like, he would hang out with us outside of school, but as soon as we were inside of school and we tried to talk to him, he'd be like, "Why are you talking to me? Gross." But outside of school, we were okay. And then, unfortunately, our friendship is no longer, a thing. But, there's a huge thing about it in here. And it's just, like, and from what I've heard so far is that people that read it, like, including Andrew Davis? So Andrew, he read it and he said the thing he loves about the most about this book is how you can relate with the characters and how personable they feel. And it's
Agreed.
He said that he said that he loved that about the book.
Yeah.
It's
very sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, it's okay. While drawing it, that's probably one of the main reasons I enjoyed drawing it so much. Drawing, especially the two main characters, personally, can it's like weird how like real people they seem, and that's probably one of the reasons I enjoy the book so much. Huge, great thing, man. Your writing is spectacular in that regard.
Thank you. I feel I've improved a lot since writing Mindless Action and.
Well, and it really helps to be able to you see those characters and you can look and you can go, I'm more of an ellipsis, or I'm more of this character, or, like you can kind of pick out different characters that you're more like or that you understand, and that's a lot of fun, especially like say, growing up you were into, I don't know, like Scooby-Doo, and you're like, I'm a bit of a Velma, and you're like, oh well, I'm definitely a Shaggy or whatever, right?
Here of Velma, yeah.
I'm a Shaggy without the high metabolism.
Everybody wants Shaggy's metabolism, man.
Right? Terry, can't wait to read it. That's fantastic. We've heard that a bunch. Thank you so much. We can't wait to get it to you guys.
Yeah, like I said, these books, these are all the proofs. They're 100% done. We are 100% funded. So if you want to back, you will get your books.
Yeah.
I can even show you some of the other cool rewards if you want me to go grab them. But I'll leave
What?
that up
You
to
know
you
what?
guys.
Why don't you go? Because we do.
Okay.
You know, like we've been on for almost an hour, but why don't you go grab them and we'll do that.
Give me 1 second.
In the meantime, Wendy had talked about some of her favorite metal bands. She mentioned Chevelle and Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, cool. Yes.
Yep. I enjoy those too. Oh, and see, yeah, Trish is all about
we
the
all
swag.
do. we
We
all
all love the swag. That's
Yes.
I would say that's one of the best part about Kickstarter is the swag that comes in.
The extra cool stuff.
Yeah, so
Right?
I ordered everything ahead of time because I got sick of running into so a lot of the things that turned me off of Kickstarter my last campaign was like I dealt with a colorist that ghosted me, stole my money, delayed the books by almost a year. And so this time that is why I'll never do Kickstarters that are to create a book. I'm always going to do finished Kickstarters. When the book's done, it'll come to Kickstarter because I don't want to run into any of that shit again.
No.
It's frustrating. Like I had to refund a lot of people because they were like, "Hey, we're sick of waiting for the book," and I was like, "I get it. I am sorry. Can I have your email address? I'll send you a free PDF book just to show that I am sorry," which is what I did after I refunded them. But I didn't want to be one of those guys that is like, "Oh, I don't like to fulfill pledges and I don't give refunds," because we all know that guy.
Yep.
And somehow he's still making a lot of books.
I hope you're not talking about someone specific.
No, of course not.
We all know that guy. We've all known
Right?
him. I know a couple of that guys.
Yeah. So I'll show you guys the swag. So we have character stickers. Camry Lapka did the art for these. So this is the ellipsis character sticker. They're a bit small. Sorry, the glare's being weird. But you know, they're
Oh, okay, I see that now, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little adorable. And then we have Marilyn.
That's awesome.
And then we have a print that Camry did. This is just an 8.5 times 11 mini print. I'm holding it upside down like a jacket.
It's adorable.
That is adorable.
It's really cool.
You know, it has Marilyn playing on her drum set with the hands around her. And then we have enamel pins. And these are freaking really cool. I really like these. And they are of the main villain, who is known as the Stag. And that's him right there. They're just little... Here, actually, you know what? I'm going to take them out of the bag because plastic's making them glare. But
yeah.
This is what the pins look like. They're really freaking cool.
Oh, cool.
This is the main villain.
It is cool. It looks great, man.
Who did the art for that one? For the Stag?
Camry did too. Camry did all of the pretty much all of the
swag.
Yeah, all the swag.
Terry loves your swag.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're really cool. Camry's a good artist, and we also have a. If you guys look through the Sever page, we announced that our $2,200 backer pledge is stretch goal is you get another little mini print for all physical backers. Get a mini print. It's called Back Together Again, and it has Ellipsis and Marilyn snuggling on a couch in a blanket, and there's severed hands walking around playing rock, paper, scissors, and poker. And
isn't that the one that Kenny did?
Yeah, Kenny Gill did that. He's trying. He did that art for me because he thinks he wants to get into the comics gig, and so I'm gonna try to. I asked him if he would do a print, just to see if it's something that he likes,
Yeah, no, it's a fun piece too.
Yeah, it's awesome, and like I said, everything's already ordered. And the only thing that's not here are the guitar picks. If you back at a physical level, you will get a free Sever themed guitar pick, and on the back it'll say in red, Thank you for being one of the first 100 pledges. And so if you guys have digital books, consider upgrading to a physical.
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons, because you were like, "Hey Chuck, you don't need to worry about pledging. I'm gonna send comps," and I was like, "No, I want a fucking guitar pick. Like I want to." So I actually got one. I believe I specifically got the Dio because I love that Dio cover as well. And then I was like, yeah, because I want the guitar pick. Yeah, let's see. Terry collects guitar picks.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, no, the guitar picks are really cool. Thank you, Trish. Thank you again.
Trish keeps putting up. She's amazing.
This book is awesome. Like,
yeah,
swag's all like I ordered everything ahead of time. The only way I'm gonna run out is if I get more than like 100 backers.
Yeah,
which
right.
Would be amazing.
That would be nice.
First world problems.
Oh yeah.
Right? But so far, this is my most successful campaign.
Dude,
it's doing really good,
and usually there's a big surge at the end, so that that says a lot. Like, yeah, well, so the way they usually break it down, I don't know if you guys know this about Kickstarter, but usually what they say is the first 72 hours gets you your first third.
Mm-hmm.
Then the entire rest of the campaign gets you your next third, and then the last 72 hours gets you your final third. And usually you can chalk it up to that. And honestly, I've seen it a lot. It's usually pretty correct.
Cool. Yeah. Well, then we're ahead. We funded with 2 weeks
and
to
then
go.
some.
Yeah. And then we sold an additional retailers pack, which is really cool. Yep.
Mike is saying he thinks the hardest choice will be Kickstarter cover 1 or 3. Well, isn't there a way to grab multiple covers?
There are add-ons, and you can grab both of them if you want. There are add-ons, so you can get the books, you can get pins, you can get stickers if you just wanted the...
There you go. You heard it here, folks. We're at almost an hour, so I'm probably going to shut it down soon. But was there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we head out?
I don't know.
It was a lot of fun to work on. I loved working on it.
Yeah, same here.
This book is awesome.
Well, and you guys both did a fantastic job as someone who completely read the book. I enjoyed a lot of it. I enjoyed all of it. Sorry, a lot of it, except for that one part. No, I enjoyed all of it. It was really good. You guys did a wonderful job. I really did feel the characters and enjoy it. And it was, again, I'm not usually necessarily a manga guy, but I really did just enjoy the very animated style and feel to it.
Well, thank you very much.
There was nothing that I didn't enjoy about it. Cool. Thank you so much, Terry. We're super excited. I really do think you'll enjoy it. And yes, thank you, man. I'm probably going to be doing more of these just because my own shop talk usually is booked 2-3 months ahead of time. Like, the people are so kind of excited to get on that show, I guess, that, I want to be able to do something for my own clients and give them a chance. And so if they're not able to get on the show, it's like, cool, well, then why don't we just do a special show for you? And it's working. This is the second one we've done. And yeah. I'm glad to have done it. I'm glad to have gotten you guys on. Tim, I was really glad to meet you. Thanks, you, buddy.
Nice to meet you too, face to face.
I'm excited to work on you with another book. Maybe Sever 2.
I actually just started outlining it, so
yay!
That's great.
He knows how to outline.
Yeah. Well, if you need me, I'm here.
Thank you so much, Terry.
It's a good show. It's very good.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a good time with it.
Says, his name's Chuck, and he gives a fuck.
Dude. Trish, and yes, we will definitely have a special show for you guys. What book is this? You know it's Sever. You know from the title. You know from everything. Cool. So yeah, guys, we're all good. We're gonna head out. We did our hour. We told you guys all about Sever. Please go out there, check it out. If you're watching it later on, Brink and Fetch want to have fun. That's going to be their book. That's going to be a good one. That'll be coming to Kickstarter probably in the next couple months. But yeah, please check out Sever. I think you guys will have an absolute blast with it. These guys did amazing work, and my work was at least competent. So, I mean, you can't, that's
Katrina
it
did
was
a
a
good
high.
job too.
Yes, yeah, no, everybody did a wonderful job. They really did. Those covers are all killer. Camry's work on all the swag, like everything just came out perfect. So, I think you guys are gonna have a blast. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for coming out tonight and chatting with me. And we've
Thank
said it
you.
already, but I'm gonna say it anyways. My name is Chuck, and I
Username's
give
Chuck,
a fuck.
and he gives a fuck.
Stay safe, everybody.